Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. To start today off, we have news that Twitter has been officially banned in Brazil, and also, you could be fined over $8,000 if you're caught using a VPN to access it from Brazil. Now, for one, I assume that it'd be very hard to get caught using a VPN. I mean, the entire point of using a VPN is to protect yourself and keep yourself private, but I'm sure the Brazil government could find some way to find you. I'm more concerned for the VPN companies, because, I mean, this is basically fucking their business up. I mean, Brazil's essentially banning you from using a certain business. Also, another interesting thing I realized about this is, like, Brazil isn't really finding you for using a VPN otherwise. They're only doing it if you're caught on Twitter with a VPN. Like, well, why are they not against you using a VPN to watch certain shows that aren't available in your country? I mean, I'm not saying that they should be, but it's kind of a similar thing, because there's certain reasons why certain shows aren't allowed in countries. So I don't know why Brazil is okay with some use of VPN, but they're just not okay with others. Alright, so I'd like to provide a little update to the story, as I recorded this back when the story initially came out, but now the fines haven't been lifted. Now, weirdly, I don't see a lot of people fucking talking about this. Like, I've only seen, like, Dexerto and, like, some other Twitter accounts, but, yeah, it seems as though the fines are being lifted. Obviously, you still can't access X or whatever, or fucking Twitter, I don't want to call it X, but I guess the Brazilian government just thought there was no point in implementing fines, since there's no point in, like, they should just get rid of the no VPN rule in general, because there's going to be no fucking way for them to enforce it. It'll be impossible. Apparently the iPhone 16 is launching this month. Like, come on, man. Like, I know these things launch faster than fucking Concord was shut down. We'll get to that in a second there. But, I get that they always release fast. But this is abysmal. iPhone 15 just came out, like, a couple months ago. The shortest gap that I could think before this was, what, like, iPhone X and iPhone 10? Like, Jesus, man. And the worst part is, there's not even, like, any new features. Like, usually there's at least one, but it doesn't seem like there's any this time. There's a couple minor things, but that's about it. The Level 5 Vision is finally coming, guys. Level 5 To the World's Children is finally releasing on September 24th. Now, they said during the summer, and technically, summer is over by that point, so we can say that Level 5 lied, but you know what? I'm not going to be too picky by a few days. I'm just glad that we're still getting it. We have confirmation that Season 11 Victory Road is going to be featured, as well as the new Fantasy Life game, but what I'm most interested in, as well as what I'm pretty sure everyone else is most interested in, is that they're going to be announcing a new game, which is likely the formal announcement of Ghostcraft, which could be related to the Yokai Watch franchise. It likely is, for all we know, because, I mean, just look at the mascot, it just looks like a Jabarion clone, and if Yokai Watch really ends up coming back to the West, that would be super awesome. I don't, okay, I know I cover like every milestone of Inside Out 2, but I have to continue to state, how the fuck is this possible? Inside Out 2 has somehow become the highest grossing animated film of all fucking time. What? Dude, how did it do even better than the first movie? That's the first question. The sequels never seem to do as good as the original. And two, how did it do better than fucking Lion King? Like, I know they're talking about the live action Lion King here, not the original animated one. But it's still fucking wild to me. And it was even more wild to me because I thought they were talking about the original animated Lion King movie. Because when they say animated, like, the Lion King live action remake doesn't come to my mind. Like, because it's not really animated. Like, that's not an animated movie. Like, sure, it's all CGI, but I don't think it falls under the same category. But I don't know, man. The fact that Inside Out 2 was even able to pass that was nuts. Persona 3 Reload's DLC, episode Igus, which is its form of the answer, is going to have new linked episodes for each of the characters. So this is absolutely great news, in my opinion, because it means we're actually getting new content. Yay! I wasn't really expecting any new content whatsoever for the answer. I thought it was enough that we were just getting it at all. So it's great to see that we're going to be getting some new scenes with the characters, and hopefully it makes the answer more likable overall. And it makes it less of a grind like the original one was. Even if it is just as battle-focused as the original answer, though, I'm sure it'll still be a better time, since the combat system overall is improved in the remake. So yeah, definitely excited for this. We'll be playing the DLC when it comes out on the channel, that's for sure. We have one more Lost Red vs. Blue script, still from the Among Us short that they were going to do, that was cancelled. But Eddie Rivas posted another page of the script, so I just thought I'd read through it with you guys and see if the characters were written well. Doc does seem like he would be intrigued by Among Us, and then, yeah, that line's in character for Griff. So let me get this straight, you brought us into a video game in our free time to do jobs, like in real time. It's totally different, we're at a base, we walk around and push buttons, we take out the trash, and someone's trying to kill us the whole time. You're right, that doesn't sound like our actual lives. Oh, it's interesting to see even Simmons and Griff teaming up against Doc here. So wait, if I die, I don't have to do anything? Not exactly. When you're a ghost, you can still do tasks. Of course, Griff would be opposed to this. Yeah, this is definitely well written, but I feel like if they were going to do like an Among Us Ghost or something, then they should have tried to get Bernie back for church for this. I think that would have been absolutely hilarious. Especially since it would have been possible if they did this like back when Among Us was at its peak popularity, because that was during 2020, and they got Bernie back for the death battle around the same time. And then Tucker changed his name to something disgusting. Yeah, not surprising. Man, I wish this got released. It sounded like it really would have been in character, man. Knives Out 3 apparently has a $210 million budget, when the first film only had a $50 million budget, and honestly, I don't think this is really going to mean much for the movie itself. I think most of the budget is probably going to the actors. Like, I know that the movies have always been known for having high-profile actors, but back when the casting news was coming out, we were getting, like, news left and right of new ones, so I wager that's where all the money's going. There's going to be a brand new Attack on Titan project that's going to be announced on September 9th to celebrate the manga's 15th anniversary. Now, this implies, based on what the creators said, that it's going to be a manga-related project of some sort, not an anime project, because they specifically said something that readers can enjoy together, so I would assume that it's something related to the manga. It'd be funny, though, if it's Attack on Titan, the final season, for real this time, like part 6. Yeah, I think it's interesting that we're getting a new spin-off, although I definitely didn't expect something to get announced this soon after the actual ending of the anime, but I guess the 15th anniversary makes sense. Rocksteady has implemented layoffs. Fucking Rocksteady went from 33 employees down to 15, with one of the people being laid off being on maternity leave, all because of the poor performance of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Now, I get it, okay? People didn't like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, but does that mean you should fire half of your entire studio? I don't fucking know about that, man. Like everyone makes mistakes. Okay. People didn't like the game. What? Because of microtransactions and because of some of the writing in the game. So I don't know. Maybe just fire the writers. I doubt there was 15 writers on the game, and you don't even have to fire the writers. Just put them on a different project. I'm sure they're good enough writers. Maybe they're just not fit for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Like, I don't understand why they would fire this many of their employees. Like, I get it. It's probably because they weren't making enough money as they were expecting, so it forced them to fire people. But come on, did it really underperform that bad that they're firing half of their workforce? Like, the game still sold well, did it not? Just because it wasn't critically well received doesn't mean it didn't sell well. It sucks for the person that was fired on their maternity leave, though. Like, holy fuck. This is absolutely hilarious news. You know I had to talk about this. Concord is going offline, and it just came out. Like fucking, it just came out, and it's already going offline because of poor performance. I've seen people make jokes about how the fucking PlayStation section on their event lasted longer than the actual game did. Like, I find it so hilarious that this game was hyped up to be like a fucking live service game. They were gonna keep adding events and shit, and then it just dies before it can even finish its first little cycle there. Holy fuck. One of the most interesting things about this, though, is that they're gonna be refunding all of the players. They're admitting that they had that bad of a fumble. And this isn't just for the digital players either. Like, they're not just gonna refund the game on Steam or anything like that, but they're also gonna refund physical copies. So I don't know what that's gonna look like, because they obviously can't, like, enforce a refund of physical copies. Like, I'm sure maybe if you just, like, turned in the copy somewhere, then you could get a refund for it. I assume it worked like that. I don't know how else it would, but just an absolutely hilarious situation. I've also seen people joke about how Nintendo just put out a new Mario and Luigi Brothership trailer, and the new area there is called Concordia. So yeah, perfect timing there, Nintendo. Great. One more thing that I just remembered is that Concord has an episode in that video game anthology series that I talked about before, Secret Level. So the developers were that confident in Concord that they gave it an animated episode, and now the game's fucking gone. So I don't know if that means the episode's going to be scrapped as well, or if we'll just have an episode for a game that will barely have any trace of its own existence. This could be the only thing left.